So yeah, this is the Kotaku special
Oh, great.
with Brian Ashcraft.
How special.
It is very special. And you've written a lot of articles about Kojima Productions related titles, and we've kept in contact over the years. So I just thought, you're coming up to Tokyo, and I just said, hey, you want to come on the show? It's kind of a casual little fireside chat.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming up, because you're based in Osaka.
That's correct. I am. I'm in the western part of Japan.
Right.
So I'm based in Osaka. Yeah.
So why Osaka? I mean, I've done the same thing where there's a lot of writers based in Tokyo, and then there's always like the one or two people that are not, like usually stuck in Osaka, and they've got these weird Osaka flavored stories. But
the strange ones. Why? I think that it's exactly that. I mean, a lot of people are based in Tokyo. Most writers are. And because of that, most people tend to judge all of Japan on Tokyo,
right,
which is like judging America based on New York or solely on Los Angeles. So being based in Osaka kind of gives me a different perspective on things that are happening.
That's cool.
So it's a great city. It's a lot of fun, and I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, if you can embrace the Osaka culture, then I think there's a lot of stories that you can write there that you couldn't write in Tokyo. That's
correct. Yeah, it's exactly that about embracing it. I mean, you probably know this, but like for example, in Tokyo, people from all over Japan come to Tokyo and they live, and they all speak in the kind of the standard Tokyo accent or the Tokyo dialect, except for people from Osaka who insist on speaking in their own dialect, which pisses off a lot of people to no end. So.
Yeah, or like if you like that Osaka, that Kansai dialect, or if you have experience with it, you find a new friend really quickly, right?
Yeah. I mean, I remember when I was up in, I was up here in Tokyo at the Tokyo Game Show last year, and I was interviewing Inafune,
right?
And he's from Kansai. Right. And just hearing him like talk in Japanese, it's like, oh, I feel like I'm back at home. It was almost comforting.
Right. Well, I think this is, I'm kind of going off of track a little bit, but part of the reason I think that I got this gig at Kojima Productions was because of the Osaka Kansai dialect.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because what happened was I was at E3, and I was talking with Aki Saito, who is Mr. Kojima's translator at E3, and we're just chatting, and we're talking in Japanese, and at that time I still have a little bit of reminiscences of it, but I had a little bit of a Kansai dialect, and then Mr. Kojima walks by. He's like, "What? First of all, why is this white guy speaking Japanese? And then why is he speaking in a Kansai dialect?"
Right.
And that's how we kind of struck up a conversation.
Right.
And then one thing led to the next.
Yeah.
So I really love the Kansai dialect because of that.
Yeah. And the rest is history.
Exactly. So. I thought maybe a cool theme for this radio program was just talking about blogs in general, because we've got our own blog system, and we're putting more effort into that. And then, of course, Kotaku is a blog-based game news site, right? And can you maybe talk a little about your gig at Kotaku, like what Kotaku is all about? Because, I mean, you guys have really come into the spotlight, I guess, in the past year and a half.
Right. Specifically, like what do you want to know?
Man, I want to know everything. I want to know,
dirty secrets.
Like, how did you get signed on to it? Was the beginning like really rough? I mean, are things really good right now? I mean,
right. It's kind of funny because I got the gig through another contributing editor at Wired Magazine, where I'm also a contributing editor at, and he said that there's this company, Gawker Media, and they're looking to expand. Maybe you should send them your resume. And I did, and they tested me out, and they said, okay, we'll let you write for us. And when we started, when I started, the blog I think started in late 2004. I don't quite know the exact date, but when I started, I remember we were getting 30,000 page views a day. And I think one day, we actually hit 50,000. And Brian Crescente is like, okay. And this is when Luke Smith was still writing for us. And it was like, okay, that's our new watermark. So every day we're going to try to get 50,000.
Right on.
And it's sometimes we get that in an hour now. Right. So it's just kind of mushroomed considerably.
Cool. And that's all thanks to Luke Smith, right?
Yes, all thanks to Luke Smith.
He had some cool articles for you guys, and then he went on to other adventures.
Yeah. No, he was a lot of. It was funny, working with him because,
Why? Because he hates games?
Because he hates everything. But it was a lot of fun working with him.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just going back to this Kotaku thing. I mean,
Right.
so you're basically like the Japanese correspondent, right?
Yeah.
And you have a writer in Australia.
Yes, we have Luke Plunkett is based in Australia. We have 2 writers based on the East Coast. That'd be Flynn and the other one, Michael Fahey. And we have a writer in Los Angeles, Michael McWhirter. And of course, our fearless leader, Brian Crescente, is based in Colorado.
Okay.
So they're kind of dotted all over. So,
and so you guys have, well, not like, maybe, I don't know if you have specific jobs, but your main gig is talking about Japan.
Well, yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense. I try to cover Japanese stuff, but not exclusively Japanese stuff. If news breaks and I'm
awake.
and I'm awake and on the clock and in front of the computer, well, then, you better believe I'm going to post it.
Right.
So, yeah.
I mean, I think this is like a new avenue for journalism in general. It's just like this whole idea of blogging. And I mean, like you said, you're on the clock. I mean, is that true? I mean, you're set from, you have like, from 9 a.m. till like 3 p.m. Like this is the time that you're actually supposed to be working for Kotaku, or is it just kind of free-forming, like whenever you're awake?
Well, actually, it's kind of interesting because I work at home. Mm-hmm. So that means that, like, if I'm at home, I should be checking the computer. I should be working. So the nice thing about working at home is that, I don't really bathe until 5 p.m., which is, everyone wants to know that. But the bad thing is that, you're always pretty much working, it seems like. And it's nice because, like you can be with your family and, I can play with my kid, but at the same time, it's like I feel like I'm always working.
Doesn't that screw with your head? Because, I mean, previously, when I was doing like gigs like you, like some freelance work too, and I mean, I found myself waking up at 3 a.m. deciding I'm going to go check GAF, or I'm going to go check like some other certain sites, because, a lot of the action's going on while we're asleep.
Right.
And, I mean, doesn't that like just screw with your head sometimes? I mean,
no, because we,
so you're better at it than I am.
I don't know about that. I mean, just like, I love news. We love, I mean, all the other writers are the same. I mean, we just love breaking news. We love covering the industry. The industry, I mean, I write about a lot of other stuff, but gaming is really, I mean, it's the best beat. Without it, it's such a fascinating industry. It's a nice kind of mix of technology and art and business. And so stuff's always happening, and it kind of, it's in a way, it's kind of bad for people around you that you're always working. But personally, I love it. It's so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually quite, I don't know, humorous too in a lot of ways, because people, I think, in comparison to Hollywood or something, I think the game industry still has a sense of humor in a lot of ways, Yeah,
I mean, they're still making video games,
exactly,
which is really cool. So,
have you had a chance to check out what we've been doing in terms of our blog page? Because Mr. Kojima started this about a year and a half ago. Yeah,
it's kind of interesting. I mean, looking at what a lot of game companies are doing with regards to using kind of new media. I mean, blogs aren't brand new, but if you compare them to something like newspapers or print magazines, the form it's in its infancy. And the way that I think game companies are using that form or that medium is interesting in that, for example, Mr. Kojima he's kind of adding to the dialogue. Of course, it's controlled information,
sure,
because he is running a business. But it's I guess a nice way for kind of him to connect with, consumers and fans. So it is kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, and it's kind of built off of that. From that base of just him writing, and now it's more gone to like a radio base for some people.
Right.
So now we've actually got roles as bloggers, kind of like you do. Like we're required to blog now.
Oh, really?
And yeah, so I mean, it's not such a bad gig because we can connect with users just as you said. But
right.
I've got the only English blog, but we've got like Mr. Okamura who does. He's the producer of MPO, and then our stock trading game it's only been on sale in Japan so far.
Right.
And then he loves stocks and things. So he's got this radio program on Mondays that goes up, and they just chat about stocks for like 25 minutes. And it's pretty cool. And he's got a good sense of humor, so it's pretty entertaining. And then we've got Senju, who's like our PR guy, and then he talks about upcoming events.
Right.
We have and then I'll sometimes go on there and say, okay, actually, Edge just did a cover story on Metal Gear at Kojima Productions, so we'll talk about that.
Right.
And so then we got, of course, my gig, and then Mr. Kojima is doing his thing along with the radio drama. I don't know if you had a chance to listen to this Tsuhan. I don't know. It's this crazy world that I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. But
right.
Like he likes those old school. I don't know if you ever listen to them, but like these old school radio dramas.
Right.
Where you just have to kind of imagine the whole scene for yourself. And
right.
so they've been doing this fictional radio drama and calling in different voice actors from Tokyo. And
right.
It's wild. And every once in a while, Ryan makes an appearance.
Right. Yeah.
As like the token gaijin.
Right.
And yeah, I think it's pretty insensitive, but yeah, I'm the script they give me is actually written in katakana.
Right.
Which, as you know, is very difficult to read.
Yeah, it is totally difficult to read.
But by reading that way, you actually speak more like a foreigner.
Oh, yeah.
So that's like konnichiwa. Like that.
Konnichiwa.
Right. You have all these intonations and stuff, and it's
right. Yeah.
It's totally wild. So
that's really funny.
But that's my plug for our blog site.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's kind of interesting, going back to what you're saying, is that we have, especially in gaming, there's these it's almost like these three separate groups. Mm-hmm. We have industry people, I guess, with their blogs, and they're adding to the dialogue. And then we have, for example, like something like Kotaku, which is not an industry, it's not part of the industry, it's part of the media. Mm. And it's adding its bit to the dialogue. And then we have people who just like really, really love video games. Right. And they're adding their 2 cents as well. Right. So it's an interesting mix.
And depending on the blogger, who's like, for example, a game creator, it really depends. It really differs in terms of the content they're talking about. For example, like you said, with Mr. Kojima, he's running a business, and there's only certain things he's gonna talk about. But then you have somebody like David Jaffe,
right, who
is not posting on any kind of Sony blog site.
Right.
He's got his own blog, and then it seems like he was willing to talk about pretty much anything. Yeah. I don't know what upper management thinks about that.
Yeah. That's kind of, in a way, I think that's kind of interesting, and that's the industry needs someone like that who's just willing to say whatever, and kudos to him for that.
Yeah, definitely. Do you think as a blog site that you can kind of circumvent a lot of this control that some publishers want to have over media?
Publishers, print publishers,
or game publishers.
We're kind of doing our own thing, and it's funny. Like sometimes people will send me emails like, "How do I break into the industry?" Mm-hmm. And I'll write them back like, "I don't know. I'm not in it." Ask Ryan Payton. He can tell you. We're a media company.
Yes, learn the Osaka dialect.
Yeah. Move to Osaka and learn how to speak Osaka Ben. But we're a media company, and our job is to break news.
Right.
And that's what we do. And so I think that's what I love. I love that Kotaku is kind of a mix of hard news and stuff that really isn't news at all, but it's still interesting. And so it's this crazy mixture of magazines and newspaper and TV in a way. Mm. So it's really interesting. It's an interesting form.
Right. It's true. I mean, you could talk about anything you want. It doesn't have to be necessarily news related. Like, for example, you put up a Lunar Night story a few weeks back, and you're just talking about, I've just been playing it, and this is my first impressions, and what do you guys think? And it's cool dialogue, that you guys have with the users.
Exactly. I mean, that's the thing. It's that's where I guess online media differs from print media, is that I'm not going to review something. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to put up impressions. Mm-hmm. I've played this game for a couple of hours and I've enjoyed it. What do you think? Mm-hmm. And then people can comment. They can write in and they say like, "I love it," or "I hate it," and that's fine. And then that's like we said, that's creating a dialogue.
Definitely. So, I mean, are you playing a lot of games recently? I mean, I know you're busy. You're doing a lot of writing, not just for Kotaku, but for magazines.
Yeah. It's funny. Like my wife plays Excite Truck for like 3 hours.
Every day?
Every day. Sometimes by herself.
Yeah, I heard it's really awesome. I heard it's really rad.
But anyway, I mean, she plays it incessantly. So, I want to play something else when I finish working, and it's like, no, we're going to play this together. So I kind of relent and give into it. So seriously, for the past week and a half, I have played Excite Truck every day.
With the volume up?
The soundtrack in that is like like I want to break stuff when I hear it. It's you just put it on mute.
Well, I just want to jump. What we do in this show is like we talk about news. We talk about the special topic of the day, like for example, Kotaku. Right. And we also go into the mailbox.
Okay.
So I was wondering if it's cool, we can just kind of hop into that.
Sure.
That warm pool of listener mail.
Right. Please hop.
Yeah. Would you mind reading off?
Sure.
Maybe like we got two that I want to address.
Okay.
One is from how do you pronounce his name? I think they do this on purpose.
Right. It's from somebody from Cheney, Washington.
Right.
Lano Den Theon.
See, I did that on purpose. I had you read it because I didn't know how to pronounce it.
Right. We think. Apologies if we've mispronounced this. And his or her question is, does Mr. Kojima and the Kojima Productions team think, or the English voices of the MGS series.
Oh, sorry.
This question's wrong.
Let's rephrase it. Basically, I think what he's thinking is he's asking is, does Mr. Kojima and Kojima Productions have a lot of? Do they put a lot into like the English side of the voice acting?
Right. Yeah. It's What do they think compared? Comparing the Japanese voices to the American or the English voices. I think that's what he's asking.
Yeah. And I want to address this personally because we've been working a lot on the MGS4 voice recording lately in the States.
Yeah.
And then we're also doing it simultaneously in Japan.
Right.
And it's true. I mean, the team really does focus, I wouldn't say mainly on the Japanese side, but I mean, they're Japanese guys. They watch a lot of anime.
Right.
They watch a lot of movies. And so obviously they have a lot more invested in the voice actors that are in Tokyo.
Right.
And so you'll see them appearing on a lot of their shows. And also it's a smaller community. Like the voice acting community in Japan is much smaller than, for example, in the States.
Right.
So in that sense, you could say that they get more excited about the Japanese version because they're meeting the people that who played some certain character in their favorite anime from 20 years ago.
Right, and they're Japanese. I mean.
Right, exactly. Yeah, there's that.
At the end of the day, there's
and at the end of the day, in LA, you're going to end up getting in most cases, you're going to get a better performance from a game voice actor than you're going to get from a TV actor or a movie actor.
Oh, yeah.
So there's that kind of element that hasn't really made its way over to Japan, I guess.
So, I mean, you hear about that. I mean, a lot of kind of big time talent, movie stars or TV stars doing, I guess, localization work or voice acting. Mm-hmm. What do you think about that?
When we're moving forward with MGS4, I thought, it'd be nice to have some more, like some talent with like some name value, right?
Right.
And looked into it, talked with a lot of people, played the games that these TV talent showed up in, and I was not impressed.
Who did you? Okay, who did you look at?
I looked at Yakuza. And I looked at Final Fantasy 12.
Okay.
And I'm not going to say what characters I didn't like, but there were some very characters with some great performances, like Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
I think he's excellent.
Well, he's like a voice guy.
Yeah, he is.
He's a voice actor.
But he also, obviously he's from Star Wars, so he's got that the silver screen, credits to his name as well. But I think he's one of the exceptions.
Right.
There was a lot of, I was just really disappointed with. It could have been the voice acting, like the voiceover directing. Mm-hmm. It could have been. It actually has a lot to do with the sound levels and the sound quality, like the after the post production,
right,
as well. But I just think that, it's best to go with the where the real talent is, and that's with the ones that specialize in game voice acting, and
right,
who appear in a lot of most of the Metal Gear games, like Vanessa Marshall. Mm-hmm. She worked on us in previous games like MGS2. She's you can see her names in a lot of credits for different video games, like Steve Bloom is like Psychonauts, and he's also in our previous game Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops, and he just does cartoons and he does video games and he's really, really good at them.
Yeah.
So he might not have the name value as somebody, from Lost,
right,
or
Star
Heroes
Trek
or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think in the end of the day, like, what are you going to care about? Like, that this character has name value, or that they had a great performance?
Right. Yeah. I think that the kind of the big name actors help sell the game, but I don't think that they help people play the game.
Right.
So.
Well, before I move on, there's actually one exception that just came to my mind, and that's GTA.
Oh, okay.
Where Samuel L. Jackson has an awesome performance.
Right. Yeah.
Lolita and like Ray Liotta.
Right. Yeah.
They're all excellent.
I think that Rockstar is kind of doing something a little different.
They are,
because they're not just really. I don't think that they're really translating it. It seems like they're writing specific for that actor. Mm-hmm. That this is, I can see, for example, Sam Jackson saying this line, and they write the dialogue for that or whatever.
Right, and it works awesome.
Yeah,
I mean, it's excellent. And we were actually talking a little bit about this over email, but San Andreas just hit Japan.
Yeah,
like 2 years later?
Yeah. It was the PS2's kind of like swan song, kind of this huge, big game, and I think I don't remember the scores, the Famitsu scores, but it was like I think I got like all 9s or something.
Yeah. I mean, it deserves it too, even with all the censored and the cut elements.
Yeah. You're telling me about that things were kind of like chopped.
Yeah, well, and I guess that's what you got to expect because Japan over the years has gotten a lot more strict.
Right.
Where in the past it used to be that's where you can get the gory games from, or you import them and you get the bouncing breasts.
Right. Yeah. Well, we still have that. So.
Yeah, you still have Idolmaster. We have it in Japan. Your favorite game of 2007.
It's like I could honestly do a post every day on the Idolmaster. Like I could, and I'd probably do that, and there'd always be someone who like writes in the comments like, "What is this game?" And it's
I read those posts and I still don't understand what the game is. I think you have to play it to understand.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I mean, it's this like huge kind of cult hit. I mean, it's astounding. It's really amazing.
Well, later on we'll have to talk a little bit more about Idolmaster.
Yeah.
I don't want to admit any interest in that game.
Right. Yeah.
But you're a brave man to admit that you've played it. And this is where we'll wrap up the conversation with Brian Ashcraft this week. We'll be back next week to finish that conversation in session 32 of the Kojima Productions Report.